The timing of the main riff is so cool.
That was funny because Scott, when I was working at Mesa Boogie, Scott came running over. He worked across Caddy Corner from where I was working on Sunset Boulevard, and he had the great fortune of driving around models to their shoots.
All right.
So he would run over. He goes, "I got this idea. I got this idea," and it goes like this. Bam, bam, bam. So it was, you know. You know, so he was like,
What he so he played that?
No,
for
he
you
didn't
like
play it. So I transposed it.
Yeah.
So something like that, you know. And he's like, "Yeah, that's it." And then just, you know. Which is very, at the time, it's very Alex Lifeson. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of Alex Lifeson on that first record that I contributed to the record. And
when you say Alex Lifeson, you're talking about the kind of chord voicings he played.
I
Beautiful.
love, adore his chord choices.
Yeah.
And Geddy and Neil. I mean,
yeah.
I'm a huge Rush fan. Huge Rush fan.
Does that lick sound weird to you at all? I mean, it's just so natural. Everybody knows this song. It's a big hit. When I first heard it, I was like, God, oh, that is a killer riff.
Well, I think this is what the charm of Scott. He didn't really know.
Right.
So he would hum something, and it's like, well, that's not in 4/4.
Right.
Well, let's go with it.
Yeah.
And that's where it
went.
went.
But you knew to just go with it, right? Because
Yes.
it's like, oh, that's cool.
Yes. Because that's what made it interesting.
It's like kind of disguised prog, right?
It's disguised
it's like
prog. Yeah.
It's like heavy prog.
Heavy prog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then adding in those chords, those kind of chord voicings though really make, when you put distortion on them, it just makes it otherworldly, I think.
Yeah, and who would sing a melody, you know, like you know, it's like.
Now, would he come up with those melodies just right off the cuff?
Yes. Scott was
fast with that.
Brilliant.
And would you, when you heard that, you'd like, oh, that's great, right?
Oh, it was just, we had a special thing together.
It's fascinating to me about bands that actually work together like that, you know, where there's co-writing amongst band members, and how people contribute to those things, and then how arrangements come together, and then you have this finished thing.
Yeah.
How long would it take you to work up the parts, even if you had the song where you could play it on acoustic guitar, but for everyone to kind of put their parts together and make it a song?
Quickly.
Okay.
And that was the challenge I found for me personally when I tried to prepare. It didn't work for me, but when I went in and it was the spur of the moment, and it just comes to me that way.
And I bring up Brendan a lot because you guys worked with him for a lot of your career there. Would there be arrangement changes ever though, where it'd be like, let's cut this section out? Would there be cutting things ever?
Definitely. I mean, when I wrote Interstate, it was kind of all over the place. Brendan was really the guy who, arrangement-wise, put that kind of together cohesively.
I'd like to take a second to talk to you about this channel. This is actually Rick Beato 2. I've had it since the beginning of my main channel, and many of you are not subscribed. As a matter of fact, 87% of the people that watch this channel regularly are not subscribed. So I encourage you to hit the subscribe button on this channel and on my main channel. This will help me get even more of my dream guests and help continue to grow both channels. Thank you.
I saw you guys play a number of times, but I remember seeing you play, I don't know what year it was, but at the Tabernacle in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was just such a great time. It was kind of really all pre-internet.
Yeah, it was the last.
Yes.
I mean, we were the last to kind of experience what it was like then.
Right.
And then it changed.
Yeah.
Then it changed.
Nobody looked at their phones and think they came there just to hear the music. What do you think about that?
You know, it's a loud world now.
Yeah.
we come from an era that, you know, people had more patience. There was a little more innocence in the world. There was appreciation people, for music, for
Yeah.
things that people took the time. You know, when I listen to music, it brings me back to being in those times. That's why I really appreciate still listening to Henry Mancini or Jobim or Bill Evans. I put on Bill Evans every day, you know, Jim Hall.
Tell me how your life changed after the second record.
It changed after the first.
Yeah.
I mean, we were opening up for Megadeth on our first tour in '93, and Dave was very kind and took us out and was saying really great things about us. And the audience wasn't. It was a bunch of...
No, because there was a metal audience and you guys were a heavy rock band. And they probably didn't know what to make of you guys, right?
They didn't know what to make of us.
Right. Like, what is this? What is this kind of music?
Yeah. But Plush was, we kind of knew, you know, that's going to be the song.
Yeah.
And we kind of buried it on the record because, you know, we knew what Atlantic was going to do. Atlantic was very great in letting us do what we want to do.
All the labels are great if you have hit records.
All great if you have hit records.
Right?
Yes, yes. But it was such an honor to be on that record, to see the roster that, you know, Ray Charles and Aretha and Yes and Zeppelin and the Stones. And it was a great place to be. And the people that were there at the time, Doug Morris and Danny Goldberg, and old school people that really knew music. And, you know, I think we were coming up with the next single for Atlantic, and Doug Morris came out to the studio, and, you know, in his New York, you know, he sat down, he goes, "Fellas, I want to hear some magic." and, you know, we knew what that meant.
Right.
We knew what that
I want to
meant.
hear some hits.
Yeah, I want to hear some magic.